Lori Jean, are you ready? You are muted.
Oh, good. Good thing I was
All
muted
right.
because I
Lori
said,
Jean, oh my goodness. Hello, everybody. This is a special 4th of July weekend. We had David Lee Garza at noon, and today at 6 OMG, we've got the one and only Elsa Garcia. She's backstage right now. Oh my goodness. Can you believe it, Lori Jean?
No,
I'm so excited. So
exciting.
excited.
I know.
Now we're going to try.
One day, like the first one was amazing with David Lee.
I know.
And then with Elsa, like I felt like I had to put some lipstick on or something.
I know. I got my fancy shirt on. I got all dolled up for the occasion. I fancied up for David Lee also, but I got all dolled up for Elsa Garcia. Woo woo! Night out.
I don't know.
Right. So yes, so we're gonna introduce our guest. I mean, I don't think we need much introduction. She is an icon in Tejano music. Who hasn't heard of this female phenomenon? And my sister's on, she says, can't wait. We can't either. So here we go. Can we say hello to Miss Elsa Garcia? Let's have her on stage.
Yay!
I
do that too.
Oh my goodness. I told when you came on a little while ago, I teared up. I'm so excited to have you here. Miss Elsa Garcia, there's not much else to say except that you are, like I said, a phenomenon, an icon in Tejano music. We are just proud as women, as proud as Tejanas, that you are representing us in such a good light. And I think you're such a good, positive role model for all our young females out there, because, you know, you're doing so good and you always have a real positive light and outlook for everybody. And that is just amazing. Now, I started to do a little bit of research on you. And so I'm going to hit you up with something, because I am the daughter of Juan Guerrero Los Chicanos. Lori Jean is the daughter of Cecilio Garza y Los Casinos. But you are the daughter of, let's do this.
La ilusión del ayer.
You are none other than the daughter of this woman with this beautiful voice that I didn't know. I didn't know you were the daughter of Linda La Norteña. Is that correct? Do I have that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Linda La Norteña. Your mama. So you are a daughter to an artist as well. I would have never known that. And I'm going to throw in another one. This woman was so awesome. I didn't know. And here we go again. Let me see. Let me share another one. Well, I'll come back to it in a little bit. But your mom was a singer.
Yeah. First of all, my mom was an incredible woman. For starters, an incredible woman overall, overcoming all types of roadblocks, life's roadblocks. I'm proud to call myself her daughter. Yeah.
Aww.
I wasn't expecting that, so.
Oh no.
Yeah. But
beautiful.
My mom wrote so many songs, so many beautiful songs. My my first recording was one of her songs, and I continued recording her songs throughout my career. You can go back, and all of my albums have her songs. And
And
I'm sorry.
that's what it's all about. And that, oh
Yes,
my goodness, and I didn't know that we all shared that, and it's so special. And we talked about it before, that when you have an artist or musician as a parent, when they go, when they leave us with their music, and that stays alive forever.
yes,
And that is so special. And how blessed are we
yeah,
to have that, to be in that situation.
no
And
doubt.
I would have never guessed. I mean, I wondered, because I've heard your background, that you worked in a bank and that you were a locutora for a radio station, and all that background that a lot of people know about. But no, Elsa Garcia's mommy was a singer, and
Yes,
there's your influence.
yeah, yes.
Talk to us about that. How was it in the house to have your mom as a singer?
Well, when we immigrated to the United States from Monterrey, I was I believe I was a year and a half. Uh, I believe I was a year and a half, and we came straight to Houston, and we've been in Houston ever since. But back in the day, back in those days, which were the 50s, um, there wasn't all the entertainment that there is today. So families got together and reminisce about back home Monterrey, and we lived in a community with a huge population of Mexicanos, and I could say Mexicanos 100%. Back then, it was 100%,
Mm-hmm.
and we, of course, absolutely most welcome. All of the other South American and Latin American communities for today. But back then, I can honestly say it was 100% Mexicanos, and so my mom. And dad would, my mom would just coincidentally run across, people that were musicians, and like Nacho Garza locally, he played el tololoche, the upright bass, and he had a brother that played accordion. So, it was just, you get together, mom would get together, and we were there, and we would subconsciously, learn the songs. We were right
Mhm.
in the same room, and enjoying what was going on. And eventually my mom would say, ándale, Elsa, ven a cantar, ándale, Blanca, vente a cantar. And we knew the songs. So, yeah, we did. We were super shy, don't get me wrong, super, super shy, but we joined in. And one of my songs, Tus Desprecios, the little girl that you hear at the beginning of the song, that's me when I was maybe, I don't know, maybe 4, 5, 6 years old. Uh,
Wow.
and my mom gifted me with it was a reel to reel. She would record, she would try and record everything. And she gifted me the reel to reel, and we took it to this place where they would save these old reel to reels. And I was able only to salvage that piece and some other
Oh,
pieces. Yes, that's it. That was that piece that I put on because I went on to record Tus Desprecios, which was
oh,
one of
wow.
the family songs that we would
Oh,
also so that's what's special about that particular one. And people say, "Who's that little girl singing?" Well, that was
it
me.
was
Oh
you.
my gosh,
Wow.
that's incredible. And then that you were able to save it because we talked
Yes,
to people,
yes, it was pretty
about
pretty
this.
amazing. So yes, my mom, that it was more like get together singing, and then she went on. Her and my dad divorced shortly after, and her and my dad divorced. My dad was not really musically involved or interested, and my mom just had a strong passion for music, and she didn't want to let anything keep her from having the freedom to write and to enjoy that part of life that came so general to her, so natural to her. And
Wow.
I feel a lot of times that we are one, and it's just a beautiful thing. I think you guys can relate to that as well.
That is
I,
an amazing story. And, it hasn't, we've had legends as our guests, but to have, like Gigi mentioned, a female. And then for you to have been influenced by your mother and
Yeah,
just,
at
you
that
know,
time,
yeah,
at that time, there wasn't. I'm thinking, was that around the time that Lydia Mendoza and all
yes,
the?
yes.
Oh
Lidia
my goodness!
Mendoza, Chelo Silva. Lidia Mendoza is my mom's comadre. My sister Lynn, that's her madrina.
oh,
Okay.
What?
Uh-huh. Yes,
wow, I
yes.
did
Lidia
not know that.
Mendoza. And Chelo Silva, as you know, I believe she was from Corpus Christi.
I
Ella
met,
también es una gran leyenda, gran leyenda.
Yes,
My
what?
yes,
mom,
Meet her granddaughter. I met her granddaughter, and when
oh,
she told me, I'm going to be honest, when she told me her name, I didn't recognize it. I know Lydia Mendoza. Everybody
yeah,
knows she
yes,
influenced so
yeah.
many people, even
Yeah,
still.
Chelo Silva herself is an icon. She's a
yes.
legend. She was ahead of her time. My mom, um, fast forward back then, she opened a ballroom called Rincon Norteño, and anyone in Houston and the surrounding areas knows that Rincon Norteño and remembers that was the place to go. My mom was really the very first female promoter, and she would bring all these acts. She was the first to bring Vicente Fernandez, las
What?
hermanitas
Oh my
Huertas,
gosh.
los gorriones de Torreón, de los gorriones de Torreón, de los líricos, all these huge Lorenzo de Monteclaro, all these huge acts. She was really the first to bring them, take a chance on them, and bring them to her ballroom. And it was those were exciting times for us. We got to meet all these people, all these big legends,
Oh
And
my
Chelo Silva was one of them. And Chelo Silva was like, I mean, super popular,
Yes,
super
yes,
popular. And
yes.
so,
Giant.
yes,
She was a
yes,
giant of her time.
we have some beautiful, beautiful memories and history with all these talents. And Lidia Mendoza, of course.
Yes. Now, and
God.
again, in that time when it was hard for a woman
Oh, yeah,
to do anything,
yeah,
much
Right.
less do
yeah,
everything your mom was
yeah,
doing.
yeah,
Wow. So,
yeah.
I mean, pardon my French, but era chingona.
Chingona, chingona to the max, girl, to the max.
She's like the
Yes.
OG, like the OG
Yeah,
Chingona. Oh
yeah,
God.
yeah,
Wow.
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh my
Let me
gosh.
get this. I heard this. I have to share this because I heard it and I said, "Oh my gosh, I have to put it on." I love her voice. I'm a fan of your mom, by the way.
Oh,
I
thank
just
you. So am
became a
I.
fan of her when I
So
was
am I.
See who recognizes this song. Her voice is so silky smooth.
Ando borracho, más lo bueno es que no caigo. Hoy me
Y me
sostiene
sostiene
la
la
fuerza del
fuerza del
orgullo.
orgullo.
Aunque dijiste
Triste,
ya lo
ya lo
traigo
traigo
herido.
herido.
Nunca en la
En la
vida
vida
tus
tus
ojos lo
ojos lo
verán.
verán.
Copa
Copa
tras
tras
copa,
copa,
botella
botella
tras
tras
botella.
botella.
Conforme todo
Todo
me
me
voy
voy
confortando.
confortando.
Serás muy linda más
Más
conmigo y
conmigo
solo
solo
vale.
vale.
Nada en
Nada en
el
el
mundo a
mundo a
mí
mí
quiera
quiera
caer.
caer.
What do you feel when you hear that?
So proud. I just so proud, so proud. Um, like you said, at a time when it was really, really difficult for women. It's still difficult. We're not gonna lie. It's still
Yeah,
complicated, and we're working through it, right, ladies? We're working through
yeah.
it, and that's okay because we're strong women. If we weren't strong women, we couldn't overcome some of the things that we overcome, and that's okay. We're not crybabies either. We're not
Yeah.
whiners. We're just gonna make it happen. We're gonna
We
make
just
what
dust
we.
ourselves off and keep on going.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. And so it's a beautiful thing. Back in the late 20s, um, my mom was born and raised in Papagayos, Nuevo León. It's my grandfather's ranch, very humble ranch. And
Wow.
there were 13 siblings, 13 altogether, including my mom. Okay. So back then, all you had was your imagination and the radio stations, Chucho el Roto, and all these, audio novelas. We didn't have the TV to watch them act. We just, our imagination, you could identify what the script was about, the text was about, and it was just amazing. But in between the novelas, they had live shows where anybody could go. They call them aficionados, right? So my
Aficionados.
mom had four sisters, and three of them could also sing. Two of them would drive or walk or go on carretas into where the radio station was, and I believe it was in Monterrey. They found a way to get there, and they would go and they would sing live. Everything was live on radio back then. So that's how they started, because back then they could sing 2 and 3 part harmonies just naturally,
Oh,
because there
Wow.
was few things to do at the ranch, right? You had to work the land, and the farm animals, and the goats and the cows, whatever was there. But the other thing, the recreational part, was singing. Just getting together around the campfire and singing is what she would share with us. And so
wow.
that started there. Her love for music just started there, and it never ended.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
What an
What a
amazing.
great story. I love that
Uh,
story.
my mom never missed any of my studio recordings. Never missed one of them. And one of my greatest pleasures was to have her on my recordings. I made it a point. Made it a point that I wanted her in there. Not only as my brother, my background singer for life, forever, uh, but at different points of my recordings, my mom was always there. Come on, mom, venga, ponga la tercera, la segunda, lo que quiera poner, lo que le venga natural.
Uh-huh.
Y, y sí, todavía tengo, eso es lo que me queda en los recuerdos, que es lo
Oh,
más bonito, es lo más bonito, que porque ahora cuando me salgo a caminar, estoy escuchando la música y de repente ahí sales la voz de ella.
Oh,
¿Qué
I
te
can
puedo decir?
imagine.
¿Qué te puedo decir?
y haz de cuenta que está ahí contigo, ¿verdad?
Nunca,
Escuchando la
siempre está
voz,
conmigo,
que está
Gigi,
contigo.
siempre está conmigo. Este,
Sí.
creo que mis hermanos sienten igual, sienten igual. Este, mis hermanos y yo, algo que yo comencé hace varios años, es que invité a mi madre cuando todavía estaba con nosotros, invité a mi hermana grande, Sanjui, y mi hermana Blanca, que es un año menor que yo, y les dije, vamos a juntarnos para ir a desayunar, nomás para ir a platicar, fuera de lo que ya normalmente hacemos las reuniones familiares, como ustedes también lo harán.
Of
Sí.
course, food. That's how we met. Me and Gigi was eating brunch for
Yeah,
3 hours.
isn't it amazing that that's
Yeah.
what brings us all together? And it's not about the food. It's really about the vibe. It's really about the
Yeah,
conversation.
for
It's
sure.
it's about it, you don't realize it, but you're bonding and you're enjoying the moment and you're making memories. All
Yes.
at once. And so we started doing that, and it was awesome. We go to the mat and we go to just go and we just talk, and se pasan las horas, right? Fast forward 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, we lost my big sister, who had a long life of suffering with medical conditions. She eventually needed a liver transplant. She eventually got that liver transplant, and they told her that it was going to be, it was going to be tough. It was going to be a tough year. I don't know if you guys went through anyone in the family that has had a transplant, but it's not an easy road. Yes, they do the transplant, but not only that, but you have to go through the adapting and adjusting to the medicines, the anti-rejection medicines. That is the toughest part of any transplant surgeries, and it's a trial and error. It's still, a lot of it is trial and error. She suffered. she was good for 6 years after the transplant, and then she just said, I just can't. I can't anymore. And 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 that was a powerful moment, because for you to make the decision that, yeah, I'm
That you're done.
ready. I'm ready. That is so brave. That is so brave on all levels. So we lost my sister. I believe it was back in 21, and 2021. 6 months later, my mom. We lost my mom because they were one. They were
Yeah.
one. They lived together. They did everything together, and so my mom just never overcame that, right? And so she went up to be with our Lord, and our sister and all the rest of our families, and tios and tias and everyone that has
And
preceded us. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing for us to be able to share these stories, because a lot of people, they like to keep it here in their heart. And yes, we do too, but there comes a moment where you almost have to talk about these things so that
Mhm.
yeah,
you can adjust,
and yeah, and
and
understand.
yeah,
I understand completely because my brother, who was it was just my brother and me and my sister, just three of us, and my brother did get a liver transplant.
there you
He
go.
survived 7 years, and I know, I mean, nobody can imagine the struggles
Yeah,
of a transplant. It is
yeah,
just unbelievable, and
yeah.
it's not only taxing on the patient but on the
That,
family. Seeing them
yeah,
suffer is
yeah.
yeah, and
My
just
brother, Jose Carlos JC is really our angel in the family. Our brother stepped up to the plate, and he was my big sister and my mom's caregiver for over 10 years.
oh
That,
wow,
that man is a true angel
angel
in
on earth.
in,
There are
in,
angels on
yes,
earth.
in
There are.
every every aspect of that word. And we love him to death. We respect him, and we want him to know that we will never forget what he did,
It's a
because the rest
sacrifice.
of us, we were three sisters, three sisters, um, remaining after my sister passed away, that we all still had lives and businesses to run, and he stepped up unconditionally and gave us that
The
gift
chance.
of,
Yeah.
of being there for them. We are not believers in what do you call the homes where you send, you
The
know
Uh,
nursing homes and
there's
the
we just
rehabilitation.
don't believe in that, right?
Not in
Most
our
no,
family
it's
either.
no,
No.
no.
it's tough. Just not in our culture, right?
Nature. No.
It's
It's
not.
a tough thing to do, and God bless you if you have to do it. God bless you.
Yeah.
No disrespect to you that you have to put your mom and dad or anyone in the family in a home like that.
It's a
God bless
choice. It's
you.
a family choice, and it's a tough
Yes,
one. Yeah. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
But if you can, and we did, and my brother did, huge
Wow.
blessing for us, and we love him. We love him with all our
Yes.
heart, and thank him.
Yeah. So your mom, nomás aguantó 6 months.
Sí, sí.
My mom aguantó igual. My brother lived with my mom, and my mom aguantó a year and 2 weeks.
Wow.
And yeah,
Wow.
and yeah,
Wow.
and then she left us too. And then my dad, well, say, was his only son, the firstborn. So él aguantó un poquito más, but we lost him in 2022. So it
Wow.
was about
I'm
four
so
years
sorry
after.
to hear about that.
Yeah. But but that's the thing. The beautiful thing. My brother was our keyboard player, so we still have videos of him playing
Oh,
keyboards, and there his recordings,
yeah.
and my dad was my dad's music is,
Yes.
as a matter
Will
of
live
fact,
forever. Will live forever.
as a
The
matter of
same,
fact,
the same, the same with you, Lori Jean. The same with you, and the legacies that our parents have left us. How many people can say how blessed they are to have this type of musical legacy, right?
this
yes,
kind of this kind of upbringing,
Yeah,
to be around it,
yeah,
because I've by no means done anywhere anything as close as you and Gigi. But knowing that, I hear your stories, and I still have my dad, you know, and my heart goes out to people who experience that loss, because it's, I can't even imagine the devastation. And so, you know, it makes me feel like I need to make the most of our time together. And that's why if I have to drive to the Valley 3 times a month, you know, I'm in Corpus, I do it, you know.
Do it.
And he
Do
tells
it.
me, we're
Do
going to
it.
do this, or we need to do this. And I'm like, yes, we do.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
And now, you know, hearing your stories just inspires me. And shout out to my dad.
Hello, Don Chilo.
um, and you know, he loves that. You know, he has conversations with people, and he says, "Well, I guess it's the next generation or the next generation." I tell him, "I'm trying. I don't know. Like, let's." I just love hearing, and that's one of the reasons why I love hearing the stories, your stories. And I'm a history buff. You know, I was a history teacher, and I love studying I still love studying history, but your stories are so important and relevant. And you know, we don't have to teach, like, the state of Texas doesn't teach kids that unless you go to college and you have a special class. Nobody talks about it. And unless you are like we, and like you were as well, Miss Elsa, around it, you miss out all the stories of, you know, people don't know the struggles as much as they know the success. You know, you're sharing the struggles you've been through with your family, and I know, Gigi, you know what you've been through, and people just see the good stuff. People don't know, you know, what goes on in the day-to-day, in the medical, in the family, you know, things that happen. Life happens, and it's hard, and people,
Well,
you know, thankfully, the music to it brings you joy, you know, at least no matter what goes on in your life. We have the music. Personally, like you had that with your mom. I, you know, me and my dad, that kind of brought us together, because I was the most difficult to, I knew everything growing up, you know. And so now that I'm older, well, I'm up there, but you know, the music brings you together. Like you said, it's a bond. Music and food.
Yeah.
The music
And good conversation.
Yes, but the story of women in those times in the 50s, you know, you'll hear Lydia Mendoza, and gosh, what a that's like a book to read about your mom. And here we're interviewing you, but you can't not, we have to go back to your mom, you know, and how beautiful that is, that our roots are, all of our roots, we're all, you know, well, if we're Hispanic, you know, our roots are Mexico. At some point, you know, a lot of us Tejanos, our roots, you know, we're of Mexican descent.
Somebody back then came from there, you know.
At some point, exactly. So, you know, it brings me, I wish I could teach young women this, you know. I would, you know, one day when we work.
You are doing it right now, Laura Jean.
But to say, you know, hey, we're going to take notes today, and it's going to be about women chingonas, like the real chingonas. Hey,
right.
That's a class, like the first chingonas. We can go on and
on. No, it's true. And we've talked about, you know what, I really want to thank you, because I've heard in several interviews where you state, I'm Tejano, and I will always be Tejano. And as we know, Tejano, the genre, has had its ups and downs. And I think your comeback, oh my goodness, your explosive comeback with that Nortex in Mexico, just awesome. And now you're going to be in Vegas. I mean, that's really helping the genre. But I so appreciate the fact that you said, I'm Tejano. Because somebody asked you, you know, yes, you're born in Mexico, but I'm Tejano. And you're Tejano. And we you know, we've interviewed the pioneers of Tejano. We've interviewed Armando Chori Hinojosa, Los Fabulosos Cuatro. We've interviewed, help me out here, Laura Jean, Eddie Perez. We've interviewed
Joel Guin, we've interviewed Buga,
you know,
Oscar Solis, my dad.
All these guys that comenzaron, que era la combinación.
I mean, we could go.
La influencia de la música mexicana agregada a la música americana que escuchamos, que en nuestra cultura americana, que era rock and roll, the Beatles, the Monkees, y a cierto punto se mezcló
Sí.
Es Tejano, and that because that's what we are. And
Yeah.
even though you were born in Mexico, you were raised in the United States, so you were
Mhm.
raised with the American culture, and that's such a beautiful thing que podemos hablar en español y cambiarle a inglés
Right.
cuando nos dé la gana. Y
Right.
no hay nadie más como nosotros. No hay
Right.
nadie más como nosotros. And it's such a unique culture. And to have it in music is even more special. And I just thank you for always just whenever I've seen some interviews and you say, I'm Tejano, you're Tejano, then it's Tejano,
Yeah.
And they've
Yeah.
tried to say, well, are you like, I guess you want to say maybe Norteño or whatever. No, you've stated,
Yeah.
I'm Tejano.
Yeah, because even though going back to the story of my mom getting together acordeon y tololoche, it was norteño music. We were raised with norteño music,
Yeah.
but in our area also there was a couple of small radio stations that would play Little Joe y Alfonso Ramos, Rubén Ramos, all those groups or orquestas, the original orquestas with
Yeah.
horns, the horn sections, um, and we went to the dances, the here in Houston, it was the Pan America, and those were like institutions,
Yeah.
everybody went there para ir a bailar, es que la música tejana es bailable. Uh, I know that
Yes.
I know that nowadays there's a lot of places where you go to the arenas and you sit and you watch Tejano music. It's not the same. We have to get up and dance.
Yes. Yes. Like in the
So
Selena movie, we want to dance.
we
It's true.
yes,
So
yes.
how did
So,
you?
so
Um,
listening to the Tejano music even back then, you couldn't help but love it. Es una música
muy
bien,
alegre.
bien padre, bien sabrosa,
Yes.
bien, you know, para bailar, Y entonces nosotros comenzamos como cualquier otro grupo, como dices tú, porque somos una mezcla, ¿verdad? La
Sí.
música no es norteña, no es 100% tejana. Lo tejano es combinación de norteño y regional, ¿ok?
Sí.
Porque
Sí.
cuando entraron los grupos como nosotros, que nosotros comenzamos como orquesta, porque mi esposo tocaba el saxofón y teníamos trompeta, so, era orquesta también.
Sí.
Entonces, sale el grupo más y creo que muchos otros, ¿ok? Pero como un ejemplo, más que entró con el teclado, el sintetizador. And that's what kind of changed it to, you could replace the sintetizador, could replace the sounds of the trumpets and the horns,
And
you
didn't
know,
have to pay all those guys.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
So, so it evolves. It has always evolved. Tejano music is, but it always goes back, and always someone will incorporate the horns.
Right.
The
Yeah.
horn section, and
Oh
it's
yes,
the,
for sure.
and like you said, la música tejana has gone through cycles. I remember at least 3 times in my lifetime I've seen Tejano, where it's woo, booming, right? Even before the big record companies came in and the big radio stations came in, it up there and then all of a sudden down here. And all of a sudden, years later, here again, and then all the way down. So
Here we
it's
go.
it's a music that has sustained itself, and the people
Yes.
don't want to forget it. They don't give up on Tejano.
No,
No,
no, no, because
and
it's so, I think because it's so close to our culture. It
Yeah,
is so,
sure.
uh, it defines us. La
yeah,
música tejana defines us as a
yeah,
culture.
yeah,
So, ¿cómo vas a dejar algo ir lo que es tuyo? Es de nosotros,
yeah.
de nadie más,
Yeah. Y
and
todos los grupos, Gigi, forgive me for interrupting, pero la otra cosa que quería mencionar, que somos una mezcla, es que todos los grupos tejanos hemos empezado con covers, ¿ok?
yeah,
Todos, no,
yes,
todos, ¿ok?
yes,
Todos empezamos con
yes,
covers, and that's okay. Pero también empezábamos cantando en inglés porque nos gusta meter también lo que nos gusta, Motown y,
Right.
Sunshine, Cool in the Gangs, Sunshine, the Sunshine Band.
Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Yes, Casey. O sea, we incorporated even those songs in English. So it's
Yes,
we give everything so that our
yes,
tejanitos, our little baby tejanitos, that like English music only, we're gonna lure them in because at the shows, at the dances, we play some English music. Say, oh, okay, and then we hook them, and the parents keep
Yes.
it going.
And
Yeah.
even country. We
Yes,
interviewed Country
yes,
Roland's daughters,
yes,
and
Mhm.
we even incorporate country into it.
yes,
But, yeah,
Mhm.
like when
yes,
we played with my dad and Tejano, you have to play. You have to be able to play rock and roll. You have to
yeah,
be able
oh
to
yeah,
play Tejano. You have to be able to play country. You
yeah.
have to be able to play old rock. Pero también tienes que tocar un chotis, un wapango.
Guapango.
You
Yes.
know, I mean, we're just so such a unique culture that we have to
Yeah,
combine them both, and
yeah,
we can,
yeah.
and we
Yes, and
do.
that is a special gift. And Gigi, sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
Do you have the comments on? Because
Do you
I'm
know
looking,
what? I am not
there's so
seeing
many
comments
comments.
at all. So
And
sorry, guys. I can see them.
yeah, he'll here in just a little bit. We'll get to the comments because I don't have my
Can
glasses
you
on,
see it?
but I know there's a lot of them.
Lori Jean, can you display? Can try to display? Can you display? Just like
No.
you added yourself in? No.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Let's do a pause, Miss Garcia, and I have Eulalio Reina, Robert Vasquez, Mary Lou, my sister Eulalio says hi, Gigi, Lori, and the legendary Elsa Garcia. Saludos from la familia Reina. Él es el suegro de Elida Reina.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's
Yeah.
got those 27 chapters now, and the Tejano
Yes,
Legend Pioneers.
yeah. Congratulations.
Yes,
Congratulations. Good
amazing.
job. Good job. Thank you for continuing and keeping Tejano important for the future
Yes.
generations.
Yes.
Dani Noyola says saludos, Giras y Desveladas con Gigi la Chicana Guerrero y Lori G. López y la leyenda Elsa García de parte de Alma y Dani Noyola de Corpus Christi.
Mr.
And
Noyola, Mr. and Mrs. Noyola, saludos.
yes, from Corpus. And then Lorenzo Rodriguez, your mom was something else. She made us laugh through the videos you shared.
That's good. That's nice. Oh yeah, my mom's in a couple of my videos too, girl.
Oh, how
So
sweet. That is so
Yeah,
awesome.
awesome.
the song "Que Bonito." If you guys ever look it up, "Que Bonito." My mom is in there. Oh, my whole family's
Oh,
in there. We drove all the way down to Doctor González, Nuevo León, and then down to my grandfather's ranch, Papagayos, and we recorded, and everybody's dancing. You have to check it out.
oh,
Thank
we will.
you.
We'll check it out. Let's see. Chema, my bestie, says, great job, bestie. And Lori, what? ¿Estás hablando?
No,
Talk. Oh, there you are. I am so sorry. Okay,
no.
now
I
let me just.
muted myself for a second.
Oh, I thought it was Lori. Okay, I thought it was Elsa. Juan Mendoza Jr. says, saludos from Tejano TV. Elsa will be on the Three Amigos show in 2 weeks. Oh, so he's got the.
Okay.
Also, yes. So, you're like, I am? Yeah, we're actually, this show is shown live on Facebook,
Oh,
YouTube, and Tejano TV, which is also it's an app. They have an app, and you can download it. And we actually have our own channel, Giras y Desveladas. And
awesome.
yeah, so you can just get your popcorn and watch yourself all day. And then we have, let's see, Linda Escobar. She says, I love Elsa. Welcome back.
Oh,
Hi, Linda.
Linda, you're a legend, Linda. You're a pioneer. Mwah.
Yes, she is.
Amazing.
And we had her scheduled, but we had to reschedule, and we have yet to reschedule her, but because she got the awesome news that she was cancer
Oh,
free.
God bless you. God bless
Yes,
you. God bless
and
you.
we
God
said,
bless
well, you
you.
have to go celebrate, and that was
Yes,
so awesome. So God
yes.
bless you. Thank you for watching.
Yes, I think I
That's all I
see
have on my end, Lori. Do you see anybody else?
Lorenzo
Oh,
Rodriguez.
there, yeah. Linda Escobar, another Tejano legend.
Luis.
Yeah.
Thank you
So I
guys.
don't know, for some reason I'm not seeing the comments, but thank you for everybody that's watching. We've got the Tejano icon Elsa Garcia here with us, who, as we found out, whose mommy was, you know what? She was something else. I'm not even kidding you. I love her voice. She's got a silky, soft voice that drew me. It really drew me. And
Yeah.
I just was listening to all her songs, and I thought, is really Elsa Garcia? I was like, are you sure, Gigi?
Yeah.
And
So I
I
have a
can.
question. I have a question. And I think I have a little delay, so I'm so sorry. So
Okay.
you talked to us, Miss Elsa, and you said that you were in one of your mom's songs, and that was your voice as a 4-year old. How did you go from being that little voice on your mom's song to being your own amazing, incredible recording artist? Like, what are the things that transpired to bring that about? You have any stories for us on that?
Well, my singing and my doing all this total accident. Nothing was planned. I can honestly tell you that as a young child, young kid, young teenager, I was a super introverted person, super shy. I was not the type of person that was ever going to sign up for one of those contests. What do you call those?
A
The
talent show
talent
is a talent
show.
show.
Talent show? Never, never. There's no way you were ever going to get me on. Never get me on a stage, okay? Por eso yo muchas veces digo, when I would be in front of thousands of people on stage, I would look out there and I would actually, in my little head, inside my little voice, I would say, "What are you doing up here? What you seriously, you know?" And this is a story that I tell. I think what my mom did subconsciously was prepare us. That's it. Just
Oh,
prepare us, just in case,
just
just
in
in
case.
case.
Just in
And
case you became a Tejano icon. Just in
just in
case.
case. My diversion was when I got married. My husband really is the one that pushed me up on stage, and it was total accident, total necessity. He had a band, and they were performing at the University of Houston. It's called the Cougar Den. Back then, it was the Latino organization. It was for them, and the singer was the guitar player. And this one night, well, they would always rehearse at my house. We had a front room, the living room, and that was really the rehearsal room. And so I would always be in the back, in the other rooms, and my shyness never would allow me to be there at the same time. But I could hear everything just next door, right, and just the next room, and I subconsciously again. Would learn the songs because of repetition. You're gonna learn them. And that one night, the singer, it turns out, had laryngitis. He was not able to finish the night. My husband gets off the stage and he comes over. He says, "I know you know the songs. I've heard you sing them in the shower." He says, "You're gonna have to save the night. You gotta save the night." So I va la Elsa. I wasn't even dressed for anything stage wise. Me subí, and I just felt that I had to help him, and so the guys would get paid, right?
Oh,
You know the business.
Yes.
You don't finish the night, you
Let's show
don't get
what
paid.
you
But
want.
yeah, so I get up there and I start singing. They did quickly change the keys because my key was totally different from a guy's, and yeah. Long story short, fast forward. The guitar player couldn't handle the competition. He ended up quitting, and I took over. The guys voted me in as the singer.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it just started
Oh,
by accident. It started there, and I would stop. We would stop every time I got pregnant, had a baby, but we always went back because I loved it now. I like it.
yes.
It felt good, and
Yes.
so yeah, every time I got pregnant, we'd stop and go back and set up a new band. The third time we'd stop, because I never wanted to see myself on stage with a belly. Not, I wasn't comfortable like some girls nowadays. They get up on stage, they do everything. No, I said, "Girl, you go get it, girl." I couldn't do it.
You do
I
you.
couldn't do it. Yeah, you do you. I had to do me. So yeah, I mean that really total accident, and I had always told myself because we were raised and we would help my mom at the ballroom. We would help at the door. We would charge. My older sister was the one that would help my mom at the bar, right? So I would see what goes on in these places, and I would see the musicians, los ahí andan. You know what I'm talking about.
I worked in a bar too for my
Yeah,
family.
yeah. Very few are exempt from having their little side things. So I
Yes.
would see that y yo decía, yo nunca me voy a casar con un músico,
Con
no
músico
quiero que me
nunca.
hagan eso. No me voy a casar con alguien que fuma, no me voy a casar con alguien que toma.
Never
Well,
say never.
like 2 out of 3,
It's not bad.
it happened for me, and he turned out to be a músico, and you can't beat him, join him, and that's what happened.
Oh my gosh,
But
Yeah,
and
that's
I've
so
heard you say that it was totally by accident. But like I've told Lori Jean, I don't believe in accidents.
yeah,
I do believe God has our path
yeah.
already set
Oh yeah,
out, and you were just taking the lead and
yeah,
just going with what he
yeah,
was open the doors he was opening for you. And
yeah,
look at you now. You
yeah.
are the Elsa Garcia.
And
I mean,
it's something really interesting. A lot of people don't understand, but the most introverted and the most shy people are the ones that you see as entertainers. A lot of them will tell their stories. Mira, yo puedo cantar, subirme a un escenario, I'll get up there and I'll just, sing my heart out, pero yo no puedo cantar en reuniones chiquitas. Like, I no puedo. If a mariachi comes around, girl, I'm the first one under the table. I am going to hide and I'm going to run from that mariachi because everybody at the table is going to say, Ándale, Elsa, canta. I'm not that kind of a singer. No, I'm not a bohemia. I'm not. My mom was, my mom loved it, Oh, okay, I'm ready. Acá dice el tono, denme el tono y I'm ready. Pero
vámonos.
yo no, nunca pude hacer eso. Por eso te digo, I would ask myself on stage, what am I doing up here? I am like the most introverted person, So,
But to
it's
be
really
fair,
interesting. Really
But to be
interesting.
fair, mira, and I was on stage with my dad. When you're on stage, a lot of people don't understand this. When you're on stage, estás sola con el grupo. Estás en lo que es la pista donde estés. You're performing. You're by yourself. I was next to my dad. I was next to my brother, next to my sister, and the drummer,
Yeah,
and that's it. You're by yourself. Ya lo que está allá,
yeah,
la gente está allá.
yeah,
Right? So in a way, you're still by yourself.
yeah,
So, people that don't understand that need to understand that es lo que es, because in a way you're by yourself. When you're on your stage, estás sola. Everybody else is away. Es
yeah,
muy diferente estar en el otro lado. No, a lo mejor no se entiende. And yeah, like, but if you would sing in front of people, like people are watching you right here,
yeah,
like in the
yeah,
same room,
yeah.
people have asked me to sing to it, and it get nervous.
It's difficult.
Acabo y estoy temblando because it's
Yes,
very
yes,
different.
yes.
Yeah, ahí los tienes la gente right there in front of you, and that's very different. So yeah, and so needless to say, I'm a
but Miss Elsa, watching your videos
Yeah,
from, earlier years, watching you just walk around the stage so comfortably
yeah.
and just moving to the music and singing and your smile, I would never in a million years, like you have a beautiful stage presence.
Thank
I would
yes, you
you.
do.
never
Thank
in a
you.
million years
Thank
ever
you.
what you just said is the way you felt,
Yeah.
because you bring in the crowd with your smile. You're just,
Oh,
you could tell, like I could tell. I'd never met you until today, and still really technically not in person, but I felt like I smiled watching your videos. Like,
oh,
that's just the persona
Yes,
you give off,
yes,
and that's such a
oh,
beautiful gift. And obviously, it comes from your heart.
yes,
You
yes,
said the music, it's happy music,
yes.
music you can dance to,
Yeah.
and as even watching you on video, I could tell that about you. So I
Oh,
would never, you fooled me, because I would never have said that you're an introvert. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
I,
That is no lie. That is no lie. Um, I always thought I always put myself in the place of the audience. I always, what would I do? And I knew no other way. Honestly, girls, I knew no other way other than I naturally smiled up there. I was really happy, and I was hoping to transmit my happiness, my joy, my overcomeness, so to
yes.
speak, of that shyness, and I would do it by just smiling and looking into the people, and and hoping that what they were looking at, and what they were viewing and seeing at that moment was something that would bring them joy.
And you did that. You succeeded in doing that, and I think that's why you just have so many people. I mean, I was seeing a little bit of Nortex, and everybody's Elsa, Elsa. I mean,
Yes.
everybody in unison. I mean, what was it? What, about 10,000 people? I
No,
mean,
20.
Oh my
20,000.
Yes. It was sold out. I mean, that in itself, guys, um,
wow.
th-
That's crazy.
it's still surreal to me. It's still unbelievable to me that, you know, I've been in a cave. Seriously, I've been in a cave for the last 25 years
Yeah,
because my business, I run it from home. I don't have to go anywhere. Everything I do is electronic. So I never have to go anywhere. My husband is here. You know, um, it's been bliss, been able to
yes,
enjoy my family. That was the most heartbreaking for me, is being away from my three darling and amazing children,
oh,
during such important times in their lives,
yes,
to go and live my dream that I didn't know was my dream.
Wow.
um, the risk that my husband took in taking that risk, getting us out of Houston, that
yeah,
in itself was huge. A lot of groups stay local
stay
because
low.
they're afraid to take that next step, next
Yes,
level, to go and actually take your music out there, go test the waters, find
yeah,
out, um, how good your stuff is, how much the audience is going to love you, how truly devoted are they to you, after you record, do they just like your music? Do they say they like your music,
yeah,
or do they truly respect and admire what you do out there? And what my husband did was very admirable to me. Looking back, he took a huge, huge chance. And my children, if it wasn't for my family, the close knitness, I think you say, of my
yeah,
family, my sister Lynn was there for my children. My brother was on the road with me.
yes.
My mom was there for my kids. My
Oh,
my other sisters. It was just a family thing, to where when
yes,
I was gone, I was comfortable. I was
yes.
actually comfortable. Yes, I missed them dearly, and I missed a lot of their activities. But let me tell you, my husband made sure that when we got back early Monday morning from our tours, we were hands on with our kids. A
Oh,
100%. We were there. We always, told them that it wasn't the time that you spend with children, it's the quality of
the
time
quality.
that you give your children, and that is more long lasting than anything else. You can buy them gifts. We never bought them gifts. That wasn't, we didn't want to send the wrong message.
Yeah,
We wanted to let them know that our love and our heart was them, and we were there
yeah.
present. And I think our children, if you ever talk to them, they'll tell you that.
What a beautiful message. What a beautiful message for parents that are out there, single parents that are out there,
Yeah, it's
that,
doable.
yeah, yeah, it
Any
is. That's
parent,
very important.
any
Any
parents
parent.
that are
Yeah.
out there. So I love that you said, to test the waters. You blew it out of the water.
Wow. Thank you.
Even still today, like Gigi was saying, the way people welcomed you. I saw and read something that people were crying,
Yes.
that people were watching you
Yes.
crying.
Yes.
You're
Well, that happened to me.
you're like the
Yes.
female,
Oh, thank you,
you know,
Gigi.
you hear people talking about they see the Beatles and they cry, or they see Taylor Swift
Yeah.
or they see other
Yeah.
people and cry. People are seeing you and they're, overwhelmed with emotion. What a crazy, cool
Yeah.
thought. Wow.
They have no idea how many emotions were going through me as well. It was reciprocated. It was
Oh,
amazing. Again, I can't tell you enough. It's still surreal to me, and I'm not the kind of person that I dwell on it. We just had this conversation, my siblings and I, this morning when we had breakfast. Este, it's still surreal to me. I don't take the time to smell the roses. I'm on to my next one. I'm on to what is my next project. I'm on because what just happened, I am so grateful that the emotions could probably attack me and I
Take
couldn't
over.
get over it, you know. So staying busy is what I'm doing. Staying busy and
Oh,
being
Yes.
grateful to all the people that
Yes.
love me so much. Um, we didn't have social media, you guys. We didn't have social media when we were touring. We were on tour for 12 years consecutively, and
Jeez.
we didn't know instantly like the groups today. They know instantly how good or bad they're doing, right? You know the cheese man
Yes.
instantly. You know, good or
Instant.
bad, right? We didn't have that. We had to wait till weeks later to read it in the newspaper or people calling and saying, "Hey, what happened?" and blah blah blah. But it's really amazing. Social media has the good part and has the bad part,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
we'll take the good, right? And we'll let other people worry about the haters. We'll let them worry about the bad
Yes.
part of it.
Yeah. They can do.
Exactly.
They can do them also, and yeah, we're
So
okay.
if you,
Yeah,
yeah,
But
if you wondered
you
if your
have to
fans
have a
love
great. Oh, I'm
you,
sorry, Lord Jean. There's a
oh,
lag.
if you wondered about your fans,
yeah,
think you know now. Your
yeah.
fans are
Oh my God. Oh my
diehard,
God. Oh
hardcore.
yeah. It's really amazing what has happened because a lot of these people never stopped being fans of Elsa Garcia, and I never could understand that. Hey guys, I've moved on. I
Oh,
moved on, but they never let go. Jaimito, Jaimito Cárdenas, Luis Rodriguez, his entire family. These people, Lorenzo, for example, he's a behind the scenes guy. I've never met him, but he's always been a constant. And it's really interesting for me to now instantly see who these people are.
right, yeah.
You know, it's
It's
just,
a new age.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
It's a new
speaking of
time.
that, can you see the comments, Gigi? Because there's
Let me
people.
get to some comments. Yes. Julian Almanza says Grandma was a legend and she paved the path for us as a
Oh,
family to be here today.
Uh, I'm,
oh,
I'm grateful. I'm so grateful that they can see it and that they're proud of me. And then that's
Yes.
all you ever want. You want your next
yeah.
generations to do good things just like you try to do as well, and to make their own path and leave their own impact and legacy on this planet. That's it.
Yeah,
Just
that's
good
that's a lovely
people.
message. That's a beautiful message. Alex Villarreal says saludos to Elsa Garcia de parte de DJ Alex Lee. Favorite song I like that she did is you and I. You and I have the cassette Simplemente.
See, that
Okay.
was that's a country song. You remember it, right?
Just you and I.
Just you and I.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I recorded that song with Ray Romero. Rest in peace. He was a local singer, but he was amazing,
That's
amazing
a
voice.
beautiful
Yeah, and
song.
so yeah, like
Yes.
you said, Gigi, country.
Yep.
We did it all. All
Yeah,
groups have done it
todo.
all. Tejano, all groups have done it all.
Perla de la Garza Garcia says Nortec was a magical moment for
Oh,
her family and friends, and especially for her grandchildren to see her live on such a big stage,
yes,
not just to see her do her craft, but to see the crowd so excited and
yes,
singing along to all the songs.
yes.
That's awesome.
Oh
Paul
man.
Westbrook says, hello, ladies.
Thanks,
Chema
Russ.
Hernandez is my bestie. She says, Miss Elsa, you're a beautiful soul.
Oh,
You did
thank
a great
you.
job
Thank you.
singing pop songs. She calls my dad Pops.
Oh,
And yeah, and I do have to and I'm gonna get chills right now, but I'll never forget when I heard you singing Ya Te Vi. And I said, I went to Papi, I ran because I could run then. I ran to Papi. I said, Papi, there's a lady singing your song. He's like, what? I said, yeah, come hear it. And he missed it, but then he heard it again because it was playing over and
oh my
over and
God.
over again.
It's a
Yes.
huge hit.
And I said, do you know her? And he said, pues if it's the one I know, she's a locutora in Houston.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. She
And
said,
that's
if
and that's really the story, Gigi. That's the story behind it. Is that when I was a DJ, I started out in the very first 24-hour Tejano station, KYST, right? So I was there a couple of years, and then the program director from 10:10 a.m., which was 100% Spanish radio station, recruited me to the station. And boy, you talk about you better brush up your Spanish, 100%. No Tex-Mex allowed here. And I was in the cabina one day, and I was playing. Back then it was a record. We still had the vinyls. I'm dating myself. That's okay. Um, and I was listening to an album. I was playing a song by Ramon Ayala, and off a record while the song was playing. Um, when we went on to the next song, I looked at the album and curiosity. Y ahí decía, ya te vi. Back then we had two turntables.
uh-huh.
So while I was playing another song, I played this one. It was Ya te vi. I said, wow, that's an interesting title. And I listened to it, and I listened to the words. I always listen to the lyrics. And I said, wow, this song I think would be best served if a woman sang it. Porque pues la mayoría de los borrachitos son los hombres, right? I mean, yeah, there's women too. Okay, we got to
Yeah.
be fair. Pero and I said, yeah, this one would be best served if a woman, recorded it. But me puse right away, write the lyrics, and I went back. And by that, I still had my group. My husband and I still had our band, and I said, hey, let's do this. I want you to, help me arrange it. I want it different from Ramon Ayala. I'm not a copy person. I don't believe in copying.
Yeah.
And so I did. I came up with the arrangement, and this accordion player, a ver, tócale aquí, a ver cómo lo podemos comenzar. And it just developed the more we rehearsed, and we finally re-recorded it. And I think it's really different from Ramon Ayala. And
Oh yeah,
um,
it's very different from my papi's version in 1984. Very different from Ramon Ayala's version. Still very different from your version. Still different from Signo's version. I mean, a lot of people have covered that song, but
yes,
of course you made it an iconic
uh,
song. Yeah,
well,
and
you know,
and you are my family. Thanks you for that.
oh well, my
You know,
pleasure. My 100% my pleasure. You know, and to correct you, Gigi,
a
it's
ver,
really the fans. They're the ones that made it, right? The fans, right?
oh,
I
that's
just
but
put it on
because
the
you're right.
recording, but the fans ran with it. They had the same feeling that I had, and las mujeres, because being an entertainer, female entertainer on stage, you have to be so careful. You have to be so wise, and you have to know how to behave on a stage. You can't just get up there and I am no. There is a thing that you have to carry when you're on stage. And I'm not talking about outfits or nothing like that. It's just you have to you have to carry respect, right?
Respect.
And
Yes,
I
yes.
always thought, I said, yo no voy a ser el tipo de mujer que I'm going to single out the guys because they're the ones that pay at the door. They're the ones that drink more beer. No, it was never that way. To me, it was always, I'm going to cater to the women. And I'm going to, girls, you're the ones that really bring the guys to these places. Girls, you're the ones that hold up the households. You're the ones
Yes,
behind. Every man, there's a strong woman. There's a reason why they say that,
Yeah.
yes,
and it
that's
always
true.
worked for me. The women loved me. They still
Yes,
love me.
yes,
And yeah, I have a lot of male fans, and a lot of devotion. But the women, they really love me, and I
and,
feel it. I
and
feel
I
it.
think you're right because when Papi wrote it, mom would get mad because they would ask her, "Is it about you?" About my mom. My
Yeah,
mom says, "I don't even drink." But you're right. That song was better fitted for a woman to sing it.
yeah. Did your
Tomado.
dad ever say anything like that?
Eh?
Did your dad ever say anything like that?
Uh, well, he he said that it was just something that he came up with because my mom wasn't a drinker. It
Yeah.
wasn't about my mom.
Okay.
I suspect it might have been about somebody else.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So but yeah, and he's very proud of very all of his songs, but definitely that's the one he got recognized for the most in
That's great.
Tejano, although
That's
he
great.
did other songs because Ramon Ayala, after Ramon Ayala recorded Ya Te Vi, le pidió más canciones,
Sí.
and so le dio Jardín Olvidado, El
Yeah.
Tuerto, ¿Qué más quieres, corazón? Quisiera tener alas.
Yeah.
So all those my dad wrote for Ramon Ayala,
Wow.
and those went on into banda, as you know. A
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
those Jardín Olvidado, Si Quisiera Tener Alas, went into banda with like Larry Hernandez and Julio Preciado and all these
Wow.
giant guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but in Tejano, it's Ya Te Vi,
And
and you
yeah,
were the one who did the little lo que le faltaba, lo que le
Oh.
faltaba to.
Yeah.
It had to become a woman's song for that to
yeah,
just go.
and I can completely understand as a woman,
Yeah.
and as any woman that I know could identify with, well, many, almost everybody that I know
Yeah.
could identify with the whole Ya Te Vi and
Yeah.
the lyrics, but it's just
Yeah.
totally
Yeah,
it.
and I think you were one of the first ones to really, I mean, aparte como like you say, like Paquita del Barrio and people like that
Yeah.
that kind of downgrade them. And this wasn't a this was like, hey, you know what, ya te vi, what's going on?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
supposed to love me. When somebody loves
Yeah.
you, you're supposed to love me back,
Yeah.
and it wasn't an attack. And I think that's
Yeah.
why
Yeah. No, it was reality. You know, a lot of people afterwards. Forgive me, Lori. A lot of people afterwards. They all started telling me, "No, that's the national anthem of Tejano." You know, I said, "What?"
yeah.
they
It
do, they say
wasn't
that.
like, oh, you broke my heart. I'm so
Yeah.
sad. I'm gonna cry for you. And growing up, I would hear songs, and I'm like, oh, a man had to have written that song. If it was like, oh, I miss you, please come back to me. And even when I was younger, I would think, I would never say that to a man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
like, what's up, man? I know what's
Yeah.
happening. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
And I think it was a good way to stand your ground. That song was like, I'm standing my ground. I saw
Yeah.
you. I see what you're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Without being offensive, without
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
And it's
So
really interesting, because you would think that because it is the woman, empowerment of the woman in this song, but the men are the one that asked for it the most. Like they love pain, and that's always been fascinating to me too, guys. We love you
wow.
guys. We love you.
Oh yes, especially because, and I'm gonna say the word. There's our culture's known for a little bit of machismo. And so yes, it's interesting that you say men request that song.
Yeah, yeah, they're into pain.
Gosh, that's awesome.
Uh,
I love that.
uh,
So it's a good thing. I mean, no, I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, but like you said, it wasn't just that song that just kind of propelled you.
yeah.
And I mean, I love all your other songs, and I love your brother.
Oh,
I love your brother and how you're all singing together.
yeah.
I love that so much, and
Thank
I don't know if
you.
it's because of the family thing. I don't know what it is, but seeing you guys on stage singing together, it's just so beautiful to see you guys. And
Oh,
it is, and
thank you.
it's such a beautiful thing to see, especially when it's like Los Lonely Boys también, which is a what is it, Texican rock, but just seeing family on stage like that,
Yeah,
that you're gonna react to each other like
yeah,
family,
yeah, yeah,
and I don't know, it's a beautiful thing, and
yeah. My brother and I, it just fell. I mean, he's a brilliant singer. He's a brilliant segunda, tercera, cuarta, whatever you want.
yeah.
He's gonna come up with it. He's really amazing. He's an amazing singer, and he's an amazing human being.
Oh,
Yeah,
and that projects on stage,
yeah,
and your
yeah,
love for each
yeah,
other,
yeah. And
and
you can
that's
tell. you can tell that, my brother is just probably just as shy in me and as me and as introverted, but I had to pull him. I had to pull him in, and I knew he had the talent. I knew it, and I had to pull him in. And our early recordings, he was super shy, and after a while, we did recordings. When we would go to the studio, that always helped, and then performing live, of course. But it's just our voices just seem to go together so well, in my opinion, my humble opinion.
No, yeah, it does, and
And
you complement each other.
they say
Thank you.
family does that, when you're
Yes,
related, that your voices just fit better than someone that you're not related to. It's a
yes,
natural
yes,
thing.
yes.
Um, well, we have a couple more comments here. There
Yes.
is Sheldon. He
You
says,
want to you want to
Hola,
read it?
Sheldon.
I put my glasses on so I can
Okay,
see.
you look cute.
Oh, thank you. They're my old glasses, so they're kind of crooked, but they work better than my new ones. So thank you. Sheldon says, "Saludos, Elsa de Matamoros. Me gusta la canción No sé."
Oh, no sé más. Yes. Oh my God.
And then Alex says the song he liked was called "Tu." It's called "Tu."
Tú tuviste mi corazón, tú fuiste mi realidad, yo te llevaré. Anyway, I haven't sang it in years.
Something
I
like
haven't
that.
sang it in years. But
You
that
still
song
got
is
it.
from my Simplemente album, the album that got nominated for the Grammy. So
Oh,
that was an awesome album. And after that album is when Ni Más Ni Menos, the Ya Te Vi, just exploded.
Exploded.
wow. Well, there you go, Alex. Was if you're still watching, there you go. That was for you.
Oh, that's so awesome. Thanks everybody for watching us.
Yes, and you talked about going on, having that beautiful moment that you had um, with your show with the 20,000 people, and you said on to the next. So what is on? What is the next? What do you have going
Well,
next?
here immediately next is Las Vegas. We're going to be in Las Vegas next Saturday, the um, the 20th anniversary of the Tejano takeover, the Vegas Tejano takeover. Is happening next Thursday through Sunday. It's a 4 days of amazing talents that are going to be present, activities, and lots of stuff to see. And I have not been to it personally, but I have been watching the videos on YouTube, and it looks like La Raza has just an amazing time, and they make a lot of memories. But yeah, we're going to perform at the Baile Grande on Saturday night, and we look forward to it. And on social media, people are letting us know that they're coming from all over the U.S. and from Mexico.
Wow.
So we're excited there. We're planning a little bit different show from Monterrey over at Nortex, but we did take a poll on social media asking everybody what song would you like for me to do, and we compiled our list based on what they wanted. So we hope that we deliver what they requested.
Oh, what a great idea to
What an
do
advantage, like you
that.
Oh,
said,
thank
it's
you.
different now from then. Back then,
Oh,
you couldn't ask everybody,
yes,
what do you
I'm
want to
telling
hear?
you, it's instant. Everything is instant, and I'm still getting used to that.
That's so
Wow.
awesome.
But
Um,
Mr. David Chavez, if he is tuning in because he was aware that we were going to be doing this, but he's the gentleman that has put this production together, makes it look so effortless, and everybody that performs there has nothing but good things to say about the management side, the production side. So hopefully we can deliver a good show as well. And thank you, David Chavez, for allowing us the opportunity to perform there.
how
It's our
awesome! And
it's our first
that's
show in the U.S.
Oh, that's
yes, from
awesome.
you. Oh, I'm sure they're not. They're gonna people are gonna be hanging from the ceilings to watch you.
I hope so. From
And
your lips to God's ears.
yes, and then such an amazing event, like an
Yeah,
anniversary for
yeah,
themselves to have
yeah,
20 years. And
yeah.
then to have you, I'm sure they're super excited to
Oh,
have you there.
I hope so. I hope so.
And
And you
Gigi's
know what?
gonna
We're
be
so
there.
lucky.
Why? What do you mean?
We're so lucky that you're still around to do this. We're so lucky. And you are in such great shape. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
That when Elsa's coming back, and you wonder, you know, what,
yeah,
because I know I've gone to my reunions and we're like, hi, Gigi. I'm like, who are
yeah.
you?
Oh,
But you
Oh, you're
look
stunning. You're beautiful.
oh
You look
no.
stunning is the
beautiful.
word. Stunning is
Outfits.
the
I loved
word.
your outfits that
Thank
you did in
you.
the show, the big show, and your hair.
Thank
Like,
you.
I always have to talk about the outfits, even when I'm talking about my dad's stuff back in the 70s, because
Oh,
it's
well,
different. But
the thing about the outfits is, guess who put it all together?
Who?
Not
your,
not just me, but my brother JC.
I was going to say your brother.
Uh,
Yes,
Brother.
he designed the whole thing. But I want to give credit also to my sister-in-law Marianne because um, 12 years ago, they all thought that I was going to go back on stage. There was, there's a little thing back then that kind of sparked a little curiosity of me coming back in 2012. So back then, she had gone shopping and she saw these two outfits, these two tops, and she bought them. And fast forward, she brings them out. That other performance never came to fruition. It didn't happen. Okay, one day we'll talk about it. But she took those two tops, and when we were planning for Nortex, she pulled them out and she says, "Okay, what do you think about this, Elsa?" And my brother brought them over for me to look at. Oh, they're original. They're very, very, very nice, very cool. And so Marianne put all the shiny stones and studs and everything,
wow.
enhanced it, and my brother designed the rest the rest of the outfit,
Yes.
and the decorations on my leather pants were Marianne and Jason.
Really?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we came
So
on
yeah, my
by
my
your
brother's. I'm
outfit.
telling you, my brother's pretty amazing. He's
Wow.
got some really creative things going on in his head, and I'm just happy and I'm proud and glad that I'm giving him also things to do because
Yeah.
my family's saying, "Gali, also you're giving us life. You're injecting us with life." And so when I don't get it, but I'm happy. If you're happy, I'm happy, and my brother coming and getting over the sudden, not sudden, but the death of our big sister and my mom. He was the closest, of course. He was there. That I it almost like, to me, it's always been about the planets being aligned, the stars being
Yes.
aligned, whatever you want to call it. Things have to
Yes.
be in their place for Elsa Garcia to take a step forward and come out of her comfort zone. And I just felt when Linda, my sister Lynn, and my brother, when they approached me, they bombarded me. They attacked me at breakfast, at Thanksgiving breakfast one time. Come on, Elsa. I think it's time. Come on. You're not getting any younger. Okay, that was my sister that told me, you're not getting any younger. And I said, let me think about it. I'm not sure I'm ready. Let me think about it. And finally, I succumbed. I gave in and I just said, okay, let's give it a shot. Primero Dios, me persiné.
Yes.
Let's see what God's plan is for me. And we just move forward positively, and we just join forces. Lynn and JC and my brother-in-law Jesse Vasquez, who's my drummer, my lifelong drummer, my favorite drummer.
Oh,
Mike Garcia, who's um, my previous brother-in-law, plays guitar, and he plays with everybody. By the way, he's played with Roberto Pulido, with Musicales, with everybody.
Everybody.
Jennifer Peña, he's also helping out. I have a great, great bunch of guys. Tino on bass, Carlitos Maldonado, who has his own Tejano group here in Houston, but he's taking a pause, kind of a pause because he's still working with his group, but he's giving me this joy,
Wow.
and performing with us, and Isaac Prieto on keyboards. He's my original
oh,
keyboardist.
that's cool.
Isn't it?
My brother,
We've talked about this before, that the musicians, they become our family.
oh
They
yeah, no
become our
doubt,
family.
no doubt.
Yes, because they're with
Oh
us all the
God.
time. I mean, they're there at the house, they're out in the gigs, they're,
Yeah,
I mean, you
yeah,
spend more time with them than the rest of the family.
yes,
They do
yes,
become family. And
yes.
it's because I see you talking about them like if they're your own, they are your own.
They are. You guys, I know you guys can relate to it because when your dads were gone, right? You understood, and they came back from the road, and there they were, and
Yep.
just it just falls into place. The only
Yes.
two people that were not able to join us is my accordion player Margarito Mago Flores and Joe Uña Rodriguez. God bless them. And it was their decision not to be able to. So we had to scramble and find accordion player and another bass player, which is the bass player is Dino, but our accordion player Abraham, he's amazing. So we felt like we're family. It's got to
Yes.
feel that way. Very
It
natural. It's
does.
got to feel natural.
Wow. So
Yes.
you mentioned earlier that you were in a cave for 15 years.
Yeah.
What does that feel like? I mean, I know like on vacation, I'm a teacher, and on summer vacation, there's finally I've had a couple days where I'm just home, and then I'm like, oh, I have to go to the store. I have to go do this, and then
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't want to like get dressed or anything. I just want to stay in my PJs or bata
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
That's why you just drive to Stars. You're in your PJs and you go get something to eat at Stars.
Yeah. And you have it delivered now.
I
Yeah,
have to
that's
do
true.
it or curbside. But how? I
Curbside.
mean, how does that feel being you said those words, being in a cave for 15 years and then to I guess it's this comfort of your people, having
Yeah.
your people and
Yeah.
your family.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
transition going back because being in
Yeah.
front of so many people and getting just the preparation alone,
Right.
I can imagine.
Right. Right. It's really amazing. And again, it's God's plan. Above all, it's the good Lord that's putting this path for each of us, the road for us to go down. And it just to me, it just felt like I never left. I swear to you guys, it,
Oh,
it feels like I never left
Wow.
because first of all I had some of the musicians that I had before, so there was one level of comfort right there. I felt so comfortable, right? they know me
Yes.
they know me, I knew them,
Yes.
and then we incorporated new guys. They fell in place. They have the same heart and the same
Yes.
soul that we all have.
And that's
And
important.
having my sister have my back. She's a management, and she's my hustler. She's our
Saludos
hustler.
to your sister Lynn.
Yeah, kudos to my sister Lynn. And yeah, she gives a lot of credit to my husband. She says, "Oh no, I paid attention to what he did. The
oh,
path that he put you on." She says, and she's told me, I just hope that I do half as good as Victor did. Back when we were touring originally, and I said, "Oh, girl, you got this. You got the natural business sense, and you got my mama, watching over us, and
Yes.
things are going to go good." And it's really it's gelled. Again, I feel like I never left, and I
Wow.
hope people don't take it the wrong way. It's not. I'm not being egotistical, nothing like that, because I think people know that. Yo soy raza. I'm just like you. I've never thought I'm anybody's above anybody like that. It never has been about that for me. Um, I'm a very grounded person. Yes, I know what I want, and I'm going to make sure that it's what Elsa wants. Nobody else is gonna influence what I want to do. What I always told myself, that I wanted to be part of the production. I wanted to produce. I wanted to arrange, because if I ever did something bad, they were going to come back to me. If I ever did something good, it was going to come back to me. But more than that, it was the bad. I wanted to take full credit. I didn't want anybody else to be blamed for the decision that I made, and that
Well, so
may
far
that
you've
may
made
sound.
great decisions.
Well, I tried. I tried. I picked all my music that I ever recorded. I personally picked it. So if you liked it, thank you so much.
Oh
If
yeah.
it wasn't to your liking, I'm sorry, but I was feeling the vibe, and thank you anyway.
And that's something that every artist encounters, that other people will say, oh no, this is good, or this is what you should do, or this is how it should be,
Yeah.
just regardless of being male or female. And,
Right.
and you as a female to stand your ground and
Yeah.
not give in, and
Yeah.
for you to say, this is what I want, like what an inspiration you are. Because again, any artist might succumb to that, someone else telling you this is what you should
Yeah.
sound like, or
It's
this is,
easy. It's
and then
easy. It's easy to be talked into something, but that something is somebody else's idea. It's somebody else's vision, and you have to have your own vision. You have to be a individual. You have to have individuality. I see a lot of people, and no disrespect, I see a lot of people, out there, and they're performing other people's songs, when in fact you've got the talent. Just take that chance. Go into the studio and discover how good you are too. You can also have your record out there. You can also have your number ones. Don't
Yes.
ever be intimidated. Go for your dream. I can tell you a sweet story that I have. Like, looking back after we lost our dear Selena, you know, she was, I believe, I want to say she was like 21 years younger than me. I mean, I think I'm the same age as her mom, Marcela. And I did not realize I was in my moment. I had my blinders on during my whole career because that's, I think you guys already can tell that I was going to do what I was going to do. I kept my blinders on, and I never wanted to copy anybody. I never wanted to be influenced by anybody else. I wanted to have my own sound, and I think I eventually accomplished that, given
Yeah.
what given our, we had 4 consecutive gold albums, and people in Tejano never saw that. And that was sad to me because we had so much
Yeah.
talent. Talking about, your family, your dads, their careers, they deserve to have been up here. They were the same
Yes.
quality that we were, or that we are. And it's just that everything was about timing. And these big record companies started saying, "Oh, Tejano, we can make some money here, We can
Yeah.
also, we've got Selena, we got Musicales, and
Yes.
let's take a chance." And they took a chance, and it worked out for them. But they made more money than we did, unfortunately. And that's
Yes.
okay. That's okay because we've got the legacy, and we've got those gold albums, and it was still a beautiful, beautiful time. Beautiful,
Yes.
beautiful time.
And going back on what you said, that my dad, because we got inducted in the Tejano Roots Hall of Fame in for 2021, and he accepted for my brother who had already passed, and he went up there and he said exactly what you're saying. He said, I come out here and I hear my song 40 years later after it was done by all these new artists. He said, and that's not bad, but get your own stuff,
Yeah,
make your own song, make your
yeah,
own mark in this world,
yeah,
and that's how Tejano's going to survive.
yeah,
You need to evolve, and you need
yes.
to start doing your own thing, and I was thinking, papi, be quiet, because we're making money off of Ya Te Vi, and you know
No,
but
that's just
but
part of it.
he was honest. He didn't care about that.
Right.
He said, for this genre to keep going, you need to do your own thing. You need to write your own songs. You need
Yeah,
to be out there, and don't be recording the same song that he said that I used to play when I was a little kid in the fields. You
yeah,
don't do that.
yeah,
Do something new, so
yeah,
this genre can evolve and change and stay up there.
yes,
And it's exactly what you're saying.
yeah,
And there are a lot there.
yeah,
If you watch, like, I'll recommend you to watch Tejano TV, and there's a lot of new talent out
yeah,
there, and
yeah,
they're trying new things, which is
yeah,
exciting.
yeah,
It's exciting, yeah. But
yeah.
then you coming back is just a big boost to
oh
Tejano.
yeah.
Yes, yes,
And
yes, yes. I
oh
believe so.
sorry, we talked to David Lee Garza earlier, and we were talking about, he's been successful over the years, and I said it has a lot to do with his character,
Yeah.
because he's talked about, the different singers that he's had in his band, and
Yeah.
Gigi mentioned you must be a good businessman. All that to say, I have a point. Um, you know, I said it says a lot about your character that you can continue and be successful and work with so many people and do so well.
Yeah.
And he said it's about how you're raised. He said it has a lot to do with how you're raised, and
That's right.
his dad had a huge part of
Yeah.
his success, his advice, and everything.
Yeah.
And I love how you're saying also, your mom, like, she
Yeah.
prepared you.
Yeah.
She prepared
She,
you. You have your family. You guys are so united, and from that base, you're able to do what you did all those years ago. And look what happened when you come back.
yeah.
My question is, what would you think your mother? Do you think, two questions?
Yeah.
She saw that in you. She had to have. When you're a mom and you love your kids, you know what they could do. Like, I think that's what's hard as a mom, that you tell your kids, I know your potential. I see what you have, as a mom. You see it in your kids. You think she saw that in you? And then what do you think she would
I
say?
don't know. My
If,
mom was my mom was a person of very few words. My mom was more action than words.
Oh.
Yeah. But I think you're right. I think without realizing, she was you know teaching us how to do segunda, tercera. All those harmonies that we learned how to do. That you're not everybody's naturally born being able to do it. Your ear has to be in tune
yeah,
and have to be exposed to it. But I know I could see it in her eyes. I could see it in her face. Every time I would record one of her songs, and it was funny because, my mom wanted me to record them the way she wanted them to be recorded. Yeah, it was
yeah.
really, really, really,
So familiar.
it was fun. And then I had a little challenge. How was I going to get around this with my mom? And my mom, on the little, you push the button, you're on the consola when you're in studio, right? You're in a private room with a microphone, but out there is the engineer and the people that are watching and listening, right? And there's a button they press so that you can have a two-way conversation. Well, my mom would press, ¿por qué no lo pones así? ¿Por qué no lo grabas así? No, ma, es que yo le decía, ma, pero es que eso es más norteño, yo tengo que hacerlo, yo soy más tejano y la frase para mí se presta así, así. And she wouldn't fight me. She would sit back and say, okay, bueno, okay. But it was
Room.
never, yeah, but I had to be respectful. I had to find the right way without hurting her
Ready to
feelings, because
yeah.
when you're the writer of the songs, um, you feel like whoever records it has to do it the way you came up with it. And it's not always going to be like that. The interpreter, because we're interpreters, uh,
Yeah.
/ singers, right? The way that we interpret it is the way that we felt it at that moment. Because you just gave us some words, and if you're lucky as a interpreter and as a singer, you're you're lucky if somebody gives you a cassette or a CD and gives you a
Music.
little bit of music, at least a guitar, to guide you on how the melody is to the song, right?
Mhm.
And so a lot of those songs that we were given, we had to put our own melodies and our own breaks and the choruses the way we felt it. And that's really, I think, what a lot of artists do. You put your own feeling into it because that's how you're feeling it, um, because again, like I told you, you have to be an individual. You have to have your own style, your own. You're on that carpet with your own sound, and that's all you want. That's all you
Yeah.
want. You don't want people saying, "Oh no, se escucha como la otra o se escucha como el otro." You want to get away from that.
That's a
Right.
People have asked me why don't I record Ya Te Vi, and I said, you know what? If I ever record it, I'm gonna be mad. Oye, es Ya Te Vi, que viene. I'm not gonna be so nice like Elsa.
Oh.
I'm gonna
What
be
you said
mad.
about your own
Oh.
interpretation. Chore said, we've had several legends that say similar things. Chore said, get up there. And he said, even if you sound like a goat,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
sing your song.
Yeah.
That
You
was
never you never know. You never know what's gonna hit. You never know what
exactly what
the,
he said. A lot of
yeah.
people say that. You never
Yes,
know
Yeah.
what's going to
Yeah.
hit.
Yeah.
yes.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I mean, look at Peso Plumas. A lot of people would say
Yeah.
he's not
¿Qué
a
es
talent,
eso? ¿Qué es
but
eso,
there,
right?
yeah. At
O
first,
el,
you're
o
like,
el,
oh my
el
God,
Bad
really?
Bunny that wah, 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 wah.
Not funny.
But there's
But
an
there they are.
audience.
There
There's
they
an
are.
audience for everything.
Yes, yes.
Yes. With all respect, I do feel like
Exactly. With
maybe
all respect. I said that
I
early
said that
on.
with all
With
respect.
respect.
But when Choda said that, I was like, oh, that is very funny. It's interesting and it's true.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own sound, their own voice, and
Yeah.
Their own
but
style.
I imagine, what would your mom have said
Yeah.
to see these people crying
Yeah.
over seeing you?
Yeah. I really
Imagine.
don't want to go there. I don't want to go there.
Okay,
but
we'll go to
but
comment.
no, no, no. We can talk about it. But we have my siblings and I. We've had these conversations leading up to Nortex and thereafter because we know. I know that my mom and my sister were there watching over us. I
Oh,
know it. I know
oh,
it because my sister Sangui would always tell me, "How come you don't go back to the stage? How come you don't go back?" No,
Mhm.
Sangui, it's no, Sangui. I've been there. I've done that. I said it's time for other people, and it's time for me to take a rest, and be with my kids, my children. I want to share some things with them, and so I know they're there.
oh,
They're
they
there.
were
They're still there.
happy.
That they're there.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
As I feel my dad's happy with me having
Yes.
on this show, and really, this is how it started. Papi would have all his stories of the road, and nunca lo grabé. And so when
Ah,
he passed, and I told Mary Lou, my sister, I said, you know what? I'm gonna do a podcast, and I'm gonna get all these guys from the Tejano legends, and just let them tell their stories of their giras y desveladas, and let's put it, so it'll be documented. And it turned into when I ran into Lori. I met Lori, and she's la hija de Cecilio Garza, and we said, well, this can be educational,
yeah.
and it has become
Yeah.
such an awesome thing that you know that I feel Papi would be proud of.
No doubt. No doubt. Don't even don't even doubt it. No.
Mhm.
There
And I
will.
told Gigi, I've been secretly recording my dad for years. You just pop up, see this thing right here? I just pop it up, and I'm like, hey, Dad, tell me about. Remember that story? And you
Yeah.
just record them. But thanks, Gigi, for we hit it off over that, and
Yeah.
going back to the stories and the history that's missing. These are, I mean, we can talk about it, but it is missing from the kids
Yeah.
today. They're not, unless they know you personally, or
Yeah.
nobody tells them these stories, and they're inspirational.
Yeah.
They would inspire kids, because kids want, not just kids in middle school or high school, but just in general. Even you see it in the world, people want to have someone they identify with, people that do
Yes.
speak Spanish, and people that have the bilingual family and background and roots in Mexico. And how many, I mean, the population of people like us
And
here,
tripas and barbacoa and
all of it, and
Yeah.
it's inspirational. And it's maybe somehow uh they'll hear this, or we're working on writing it down. We got to write it down, and I can go on and on about that, but I'll just fast forward now to all the comments. There's a lot of people commenting.
But I bet. Oh yeah. I was gonna say. I bet that you guys, by having all these icons, all these legends and pioneers, I bet they've shared some stories about your dad, and Mr. Guerrero as well. So you're now you have an opportunity, even though it wasn't through your dad's, vocal ability. It's now you're still hearing those stories that people care
Absolutely.
about.
Absolutely.
Yes,
I
and I
never met
even
his dad in person, but when my dad talks about Gigi's dad, before he even speaks a word, he just gets this big smile on his face and
Yeah.
he just goes, and he starts to laugh before he even tells the story. And then he says, when one would walk in the room, before we even spoke, we were already laughing. We'd be on opposite side of the rooms. Y me daba una risa y no más. And then they would just like where they picked up from last time,
Yeah.
and still, anytime he brings up Gigi's dad, and a lot of our legends have said that, when they get together and they reminisce their friendship, we had people that say the friendships they make along the way. And, like you said, your band and your band becomes your family. Gigi, you said that. And it's true because they've known you forever, or you've known them forever. They know your kids. They know, they're a part of your life.
Well, sometimes I felt like I saw these guys more than their own wives, right?
yeah,
Because they were on the road with us, and God bless them. I always would thank the wives, for understanding, and
yeah,
and not having the kind of mind that would make them insecure. They knew me, and they
yeah,
knew how I was. I was respectful.
yeah,
I was not the kind that I was going to be joking around with my guys. I never did that.
yeah,
I didn't believe in that. I believed in respect. I believed that they had their space. I had my space. Plus, my husband was there. My brother was there. My son Victor eventually joined us in the band,
oh,
percussions, and then later on drums. And so the wives understood that we were family, and that we cared. I
yes,
cared about my husband, and he cared about me, and there was respect, and nothing was ever going to happen because that was just not my nature. And that's just how it was. So the wives, I God bless them. God bless them for their patience and understanding, and for being such
yeah.
secure women.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that you have your husband as a backup, and if we look at a lot of the females that have hung on,
Yes.
it's you, Elsa Garcia. You've got the
Uh,
backup of your husband Victor.
yes.
Stephanie Montiel has a backup of her husband
Yes.
Gabriel
Yes. Yes.
Zavala. Who else? I was thinking some
Elida. Elida.
Elidas,
Uh-huh.
La
Yeah.
Lorena.
Yeah.
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 So
So
and so it's so important, and that I guess maybe that's what one of the things that has helped is
yeah.
that you're stable with a supportive in a
Yes.
supportive relationship,
Yes.
especially because you are a woman in a man's
Yeah.
world, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
that's just what it is.
It's that simple. It's that simple, and that real. That true. you know.
Yes.
But I've got a very secure husband. One, because when you're a female, everybody wants to come out and take a picture with you, and they want to put their arm around you, and a lot of them would try and sneak in a kiss, and I wasn't going to have it, and it wasn't because my husband was there. It's just that I didn't believe in that. I didn't
Yeah.
think that you had to give me a kiss to show
Yeah.
me how much you cared about my
Yeah.
music or my performance. I felt that you could put your arm around here, but you're not going to put your arm around my waist or any place else. And sometimes I would just bring their arm down, and I would put my arm out like this sideways to where, not happening. It's just,
Yeah, te tienes que respetar también, te
yeah,
tienes que
yeah,
respetar,
yeah,
yeah, te tienes
yeah,
que dar tu lugar.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yes. And we have
Yes.
a lot more comments.
Oh yeah, tell us.
So,
Laura G, can you read them? Let's see.
well, I'm going to have to mute myself for just one moment.
Okay, I'll read
Okay.
them.
I'm sorry. My dogs
Oh,
were
you got it?
Yes. Okay. Alex Villarreal says another great song she did as well that I play is Promesas.
Oh,
He's a DJ in the Valley. He plays old school.
thank you, thank you,
And
thank
then
you.
we have Chema, your bestie, Gigi. She
My
says,
bad.
Gigi, now you know how I felt watching you guys play.
Oh.
And can you read the rest of them, Gigi? Because my little dog Chewy's over there crying. I'm gonna have to go let him in. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
Super
Juan
professional.
Mendoza Jr. says we have a 30-year-old receipt for Elsa from when we saw her at the Miller Outdoor Theater in Houston. Oh, wow.
What?
Can you imagine
Wow.
that? Mary
Wow.
Lou, my sister asks, how do you stay looking so young? Very good question. How do you stay looking so young? Norma Martinez says she is so amazing. Terry Tejana Duarte says saluditos desde San Angelo. Jessica Rodriguez says hello, Elsa. Alex Ferreira
Hello.
says, all three of you ladies do not show your age. Oh, thank you.
The filter's on me, Alex. I got a filter going on. I keep
I know. I was going to tell you, Elsa, I'm going to go to Las Vegas, but you're not going to
Okay.
recognize me because
Okay, girl. Why?
I'm going to have you show you a picture of the real me. This is a filter.
It's all right. Everybody uses the filters, you know. Uh, I don't know how to do it. Otherwise, I would have probably done it too. I don't know how to do it.
you
And
look
actually,
beautiful. You don't need one.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And
Luis
you know,
Rodriguez, let me just
go
finish
ahead. Go
Virginia.
ahead. Yeah.
Thank you. Luis Rodriguez says, Mama North, may she rest in peace. Mama
He
North.
he called he called my mom Mama North, Linda la Norteña. But
Oh,
he
yes.
did it in English, Mama
Oh,
North.
oh, wow. Jessica Rodriguez sends hearts, hearts, hearts. Mary Lou, my sister said, we need Tejano back. Sam Lopez and Supermex says, saludos a todos. Felicidades. Alex Villarreal says, a young Tejano old school DJ. I learned and have heard a lot of awesome stories from the legends. Jessica Rodriguez says, love you, Elsa. Welcome back. Can't wait to see you again in concert. Come to Florida, Orlando, or Lakeland, please. Lorenzo Rodriguez says, way to go, Victor. Laura O Show says, hi, Elsa. We love you. Let's see. Ernesto Krista Uribe says, you rock. And Luis Rodriguez says, hey, Elsa Garcia, love your favorite stalker, LOL.
I'm telling you, is there such a real thing as a stalker that you like?
My favorite one
A
at
favorite,
that.
a favorite stalker.
I guess
I
there is,
knew he's the original. He's the original.
there is now a favorite
All
stalker. I
right.
haven't
So
heard that.
now my sister had a good question. You look so young. You look beautiful. And I heard you say, I think it was on the bumper show, that you were invited to some tacos and you didn't do the tacos because you have to
I,
watch what you eat.
I did.
And
I
you
ate the
did?
taco. I ate one. Well, almost one taco. Almost one
That would
taco.
have
You
made me
know.
sick. There's the difference.
Yeah. They they did this show, and they formed my name out of tacos. I don't know if you guys saw it, but
Yeah.
you
No.
know, but it would have been disrespectful of me to not at least eat one. And you got to do what you got to do. You got to sacrifice, take one for the team, right?
Oh,
But there is no secret. There's no secret on how to maintain yourself. I started young. I not really young, but I started out when I first started singing. I was just one of those self-conscious people that I wanted to look nice on stage. That's it. It's that simple. And I never used creams or anything like that. You know how people at night they use their lotions or creams. I never
Las tres
did any of
caritas.
that.
Ni las tres
But
caritas.
what?
Ni las tres caritas.
No, hombre, nada, nada. Soap and water, and I learned now that probably wasn't a good thing, but there's no secrets. You eat right, you exercise, you can make it happen. But each their own. Everybody's got their own metabolism. Everybody's got their own system. So you can't put one and judge and put them side by side and say, why are you different? No,
Everybody's
that's
different.
not how it works.
Well,
So
looking at your mom,
uh,
I would say it's genetic because look at
well,
her.
yeah.
She looks great.
Uh, I
So
I say the same thing. I think I think definitely it's in the DNA. It's in the genes. And again, I've exercised, faithfully. I mean, I've never given up exercising, and now it's not so much aerobic as it is just walking.
Uh-huh.
and just keep moving,
Active.
because those joints, you
Yeah.
don't, what do they say, you don't
Te
use it,
vas a
you lose
tullir.
it.
Yeah.
And it's very true, because you're going to get stiff, but if you don't move, you are going to get stiff. So you just got to keep moving, and yes, I do watch what I eat. Absolutely have to watch what I eat. Salads, and a lot of protein. People say, no, yeah, I can't eat all that carne. Yes, yes, your body burns that carne and
Yeah.
helps you, maintain. Um, so I mean, now, yes, I do the retinoin, it's called, the
Retinol.
cream. I
Yes.
just apply it every day. But I've only been doing that for about 2 years, and um, I got a peel like 20 years ago. I got a skin peel, and I do get Botox. I mean, that's no secret. Who doesn't get it nowadays? That's no big
Oh, I
deal.
need some Botox.
Yeah. But other than that, I try not to go extreme, because I still want to look like me, and just
You want to be
again,
able to smile?
yeah, exactly. And I can pick up my eyebrows, so I tell the esthetician, no me dejes con la cara dura, girl. No me dejes con la cara dura, I don't do any injections. I don't believe in the injections. I'm too scared of them.
Uh,
But who knows now down the road if I'll take a chance. But yeah, for now I'm okay. I'm happy. I'm happy with
well,
myself. I'm happy with my inside. I think your inside reflects the outside as well. There's no secrets, girls. There's no secrets. You do you. You do you, and that's that.
I love that
I
you
see
said that, because
you're the total package. I'm
the
sorry.
inside is more
Yes.
important than the outside, and it will reflect. But
Yeah.
since you said Botox and facials, I got a shout out to my cousin Rolando. He's in Corpus Christi, Houston, Rio Grande Valley,
Oh.
Austin, anywhere you need, and he's an
Whoa!
Good News Aesthetics. Yeah, he does
Oh,
my facials and whatever else,
Uh,
the
awesome.
lotions and all that
when
good
I'm ready
stuff.
for Botox, I'll call him.
Yes, yeah, Roland will
But
hook you up.
Miss Elsa Garcia, you are the whole package. You are
Oh, thank
beautiful
you.
woman on the outside that we all see, but by talking to you, you're a beautiful woman on the inside as well. And
Thank you.
I never met you before until right now that we're talking and learning about your mom. That this is coming down from generations. That I just love that. I just I loved you before. I loved you for what you did. I loved you for what you did with my dad's song. But I love you even more now because
Thank you.
I've known more about you, and you're just such a special person
Oh.
that I feel very blessed that you came here with us today. I feel very blessed. Beyond,
It's my pleasure. It's my honor. It's beyond words. Especially like what I was telling you. This thing. It's so hard to get a compliment from a woman. And for me, it's been nothing but love, especially from women. It's really truly unbelievable. It's stunning to me, that there's so many falsehoods out there, that women don't support women. We do, we do.
yeah,
Yeah, you're gonna get your insecure girls once in a while. Girls, put it aside. Put it aside.
yeah,
It's much better to be positive, and to support each other.
yes,
Spiritually, or in any way that you feel you can empower another woman. It's awesome. It's a beautiful thing. And for these compliments to come from you, Gigi, from you, Lori Jean, um, they're sincere. I feel them very sincere in my heart, and
Oh,
I promise
yeah.
you, I
I'm
feel
glad
it
you
so
do.
sincere. That it's one of those things that just makes me makes me glad that I made the decision to come back, and perform my songs, because I feel like I'm bringing so much joy to people. I feel like I'm taking people to a place in their lifetime that they remember, maybe when they were kids, when they were teenagers, at the dances at school. Maybe they heard Elsa Garcia music, or their parents took them to weddings, quinceañeras that we did in our early careers, and you had to do quinceañeras and weddings to survive, right? So
Yes.
that's just Tejano.
Oh,
But
yes.
for me, sincerely, and I mean this with all my heart, to all the ladies out there that are posting their compliments, they're not haters. They, on the contrary, they're appreciating that I have the I have the huevos. I have the ovaries. I prefer to say I have the ovaries
Right.
to take on this challenge that my sister Lynn and my brother JC put on the platter for me. And I have no regrets about saying, yeah, vamos a ver qué nos presenta Diosito. And
Yeah.
Yes.
we're on this journey together, and we just hope and pray that we're bringing joy to people and putting them in a time and place where they were happy. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, we assure you, and I think you're making
Yes.
new fans as well as with your comeback.
I
For
hope,
Yes.
sure, you're reaching a whole other
Yes.
generation that may not
A
have been
new
in
level.
on the
I
things
Yes.
hope
you
so.
did. And then
I hope.
we have a lot more comments, and that's beautiful.
Okay,
Everything
good.
that
Bring up,
we
bring
appreciate you
up.
coming on here, like Gigi said. I have a very serious question, though, before we go on to the comments. It might be the most serious question of the night.
Okay.
What?
What kind of tacos were they? Were they corn tortilla or were they flour? I want to
They
know.
That's
were
very
corn.
important for us, right?
Like, that takes some
Was
willpower.
it bistec?
Was it beefsteak? Was it?
Mine was corn. Sorry, because it's got less calories and
Yeah.
less less fat, so to speak. But the carne was adobada, so
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
okay.
I'm not a big fajita because I always get that grainy stuff in the fajita.
yes, yes,
It turns me off.
yes, it does.
I'm
But
sorry. My foodie brain was like, oh, I wonder if it was like the little Mexican style, the
yeah,
little corn tortilla.
they were the little taquitos. They were the little ones. Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. That I had that stuck in my brain. That,
Thank you for that question, Lori Jean.
you
I'm gonna
encouraged
go.
me to turn
me
away from
see.
the tacos, so thank you. Or at least just one taco.
Yeah, just one, just one.
But yes, we have all these people with great comments. You got him, Gigi?
Let's see. Ernesto Krista Uribe said you rock. Oh, here's your favorite stalker. Here we go. David Lee Garza and Elsa Garcia on Giras y Desveladas today. Unbelievable. Oh, yes. Thank you.
Oh,
That's
Thank
what
you
I
so
said. That's
much.
what I said.
thank you.
I mean, wow.
David
And
David Lee is David Lee is puro corazón. I think you guys found out, right? Puro
oh,
corazón.
Yes, both of
yes.
you. What a
Look,
blessing to
look.
meet you both.
For
God.
somebody like David Lee to be so secure that his band moves on to the next singer, makes him famous, and then they go off and do their own project. That's admirable. That's
We
how secure David
yes,
Lee is.
Yes.
That's admirable. David Lee, you're amazing, man. You're amazing.
he
Keep
is.
going with the comments. I love the comments.
Alex Villarreal says, is Elsa going to bring out a new Tejano album? Laura O shows, is there any new music coming out? Next question. Ernesto Cristo Uribe says, when you're beautiful on the inside, you're attractive and beautiful souls. Ernesto Cristo Uribe says, my 10-year-old is a big fan. He
Oh,
says, Alexa, play Elsa Garcia.
I
that's
love
so
it.
cute.
Wow. Wow. So we'll address those questions. Are you working on a new album?
Well, I can't talk about it. I can't
Okay.
talk about it, but I guess by saying that I can't talk about it, that might imply something. So you take it from there.
We'll take all
Wow.
those clues.
Yeah,
Exciting.
Listen, Miss Elsa Garcia, I know I told you it'd probably be an hour, but we always end up with 2 hours. We've been on here for 2 hours.
oh my God, effortless. It's been effortless for me.
Good.
Oh man,
I'm so glad you felt comfortable.
Yes.
very, very. You guys are awesome.
Oh, thank you. Because we feel blessed that you're on, and just, we
Oh,
feel so blessed just having the chance to do this. And I mean, just to top it off, Elsa Garcia, David Lee Garza. I mean, no, I that's why I believe God opens the doors and makes the pathway for where we're supposed to
oh
go.
yeah, Oh yeah.
and definitely, and because we believe we're both teachers, and we believe that this music needs to live on, not only for my dad, who the reason it all started, but for all the Tejanos and for all of us in this culture, todos los
Yeah.
Tejanos, todos los the Americans of Mexican descent.
Yes.
¿Verdad? Que
Yes.
es nuestra cultura. This is ours and only ours, you know. It's very special, and we need to keep it. We need to put it in the schools. I
Yeah.
actually started a foundation called the Tejano Music Legacy Foundation. We're going to do Tejano clinics, Tejano summer camps. We're going to do scholarships. We're going to do, you know, Tejano everything. And that's going to be part of helping it stay here, because we can't let it go. And you coming back into the Tejano world is just one giant plus for the genre.
Oh,
And
you're
we are,
okay. You're putting too much pressure on my shoulders. You're just saying to me, okay, the world, the globe just
we're
got
all
heavy,
waiting for
right?
you.
No, and you do it effortless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I can't
Well,
talk
you
right
know,
now.
I credit so much of it to the spirit of my mom. So, you know,
Mm,
whatever I do good on this planet, you know, I hope that it's passed on to other generations. You know, I think that we all start out wanting to do good, good for the planet and good for the next generations. I
Yeah.
just hope that we can accomplish that, that I can accomplish that, and that the new generations can appreciate the kind of the way we do, right, girls? The
Yes.
way
And
we feel
yes,
it.
it's a
yes,
part
and
of
that they know what it's all about.
Yeah.
That they
yeah,
know what it's
yeah.
all about.
It's encouraging and inspirational, and kids should know that.
Yeah.
Kids should know this is the roots that are yours.
Yeah.
You have one more
Further along
comment.
the line, I'm sorry, Laura Jean. Yeah, but further along the line, we're hoping that maybe we do get a curriculum going for Tejano, or have it have it be taught somewhere, because it needs to. People don't know about Chore Hermano Enojos, and they don't know about
I think that if I'm not mistaken, I think Shelly Gladys
Shelly Lanes.
was teaching at
University.
at a university. You know, some workshops having to do with the Hano and the music genre and you know everything that's involved in it. So you know, kudos to Shelly también,
Yes,
you know, also
that's
helping
true.
you know
It's
keep it
exciting.
alive. So you know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people you know contributing like that, and
Yes,
so
yes.
it's really
And we need
amazing.
more. We need
Yeah,
more. Yeah.
need more, need more.
All
Yes.
right. Well,
One more
any
comment. One
Uh-oh.
more
yes.
comment. Luis Rodriguez asked Elsa, "How did you feel being the first Tejana with a Barbie doll to her likeness?"
Well, again, it's a surreal moment. I mean to be, you know, anything that's a first, that's kind of overwhelming, and you know, you know, you enjoy the moment, but you don't dwell on it, and you know, it was exciting because I went through the whole steps. They had to do like a plaster thing, you know, of the image,
Wow.
and then I had to go over to Venezuela to the factory to make sure that it was all you know following through, and it was a process, and you know I'm so proud of that.
Ah,
Unfortunately, it was a collector's edition. We're gonna try and hopefully try and bring it back. No promises, but because it's not easy, but yes, ours was the first. Mine was the first in Tejano Regional, in Tex-Mex, whatever you want to call it.
yes.
So it's an honor. It's just a
Yeah.
big honor.
Again, being a positive role model and a positive
Trying,
image for us.
trying,
Yes.
trying.
Exactly. And I'm so sorry. One more comment because it's such a nice comment and I think you would love it. And I know we're going to have to wrap up here because we've,
Okay.
like Gigi said, it's been 2 hours.
Yeah.
An easy, most smooth, amazing 2 hours again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Laura O. Shows says, the way this industry has been lately, Elsa, you came back at the right time. Tejano music needed you.
Wow.
That's powerful.
It's powerful, but I mean I thank you with all my heart, but I don't want to discredit anyone that's out there that's been hustling,
Yeah.
you know, weekend after weekend after weekend, and I'm grateful for comments like that. I'm grateful because those all those comments are reaching me immediately, and they're just making me feel good, but they're not giving me a big head. I promise you. I promise you. That's not Elsa Garcia. So I'm just
Um,
doing my thing, and I'm just doing my thing and hoping people are enjoying it. Honestly.
and they are. And
Any parting words? What are your
Um,
parting words? What do you want to say to the young Tejanita or Tejanitos that are out there every weekend and playing at the quinceañeras or the weddings or ahí en la esquinita del restaurante or
yeah,
whatever?
yeah. Again, do you. Whatever you feel is what you want to be doing, do you. Don't copy someone else's voice. Don't copy someone else's arrangement. Put your own arrangements in there. Put your own flavor in there. And you're going to see that you too one day will have number one hit.
There
It's
you
that
go.
simple. It's that simple.
Wow.
It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to copy, and it's a lot easier to listen to other people's recordings and want to imitate. There's nothing wrong with it because you have to start somewhere. We all started again, like I said, we all started with covers. We all start that way. But the sooner you put out your own original and your own style, the sooner you're going to get your number one.
Wow, that's a
oh,
great, 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 great
yes,
parting words.
Mr.
Um,
Noyola says great show. So thank you for those parting words, and thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Noyola, and everybody watching.
Thank you.
This has been an honor, and I'm so
Yeah.
inspired. I'm just so glad we got to have this time together.
Well, thank you. I'm truly honored that you invited me to take this time off of your schedule and just share my stories and I'm glad that I'm able to hear your stories as well because they're just as important and just as impactful and just as important of a legacy as mine may be. And I'm proud of you too, both of you girls, Gigi and Lori Jean. I'm very proud of you guys because it is a tough industry. But if we don't go out there and push ourselves and strive for the next level, then we stagnate and we'll stay here. And we don't want to stay here. We want to
no,
be up here, guys,
we want to keep on
without
going.
without getting big heads. Okay,
Yes,
keep your feet on the
yes,
ground. Is what I can tell
yes.
everybody.
Yes.
Thank
Well,
you.
that'll be the last thing you'll be able to tell me. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I told my sister, what if I can't do this? Because, just because. So what if I'm
No,
going to be chie throughout? I won't be able to do an interview. But you are just so easy to talk to.
I'm glad.
I'm so glad I finally got to talk to you and thank you.
No, thank
Thank you
you.
for everything that you did for my family
Thank
and what
you.
you're doing for the Tejano industry. And it's like you said, it's not just you, but you're a big giant part of it.
Oh, well,
I
you
just want
know,
to thank you from the bottom of my heart. It was such a blessing to have you here. Que Diosito te cuide, te ayude y que te guíe a todo lo que vas a hacer y que lo que propuso él para que vengas a hacer en este mundo. Ya lo hiciste una vez y lo sigues haciendo. Eres bendecida por Dios mismo.
yes,
And you being such a positive role model for our generation is such a beautiful thing. And I'm grateful and thankful that you are. So thank you for that. Thank you to everybody that's been watching. If you didn't watch us on Facebook Live, we're on YouTube Live and we're on Tejano TV, tejanotv.com or download Tejano TV. We have our own channel. It's called Giras y Desveladas. And you can watch Elsa all 24/7 all week long and, get the popcorn and watch it because this is an amazing, amazing interview and so happy.
thank
Yeah,
Um,
you.
we have people
so
watching.
blessed.
David Ella from Oakland, California. So
Wow,
I just had to
wow.
throw that
Thank
in.
you all.
Yes.
Thank
So
you
with
all
that,
again, Gigi and Lori Jean. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I feel very blessed. Honestly, I feel very blessed with this opportunity that you offered me, and I know it doesn't come easy, and I know it has to be earned. And I'm just again, I'm so proud of you, and love you girls. And I hope that you'll have me back on one day. And I hope I have new stories. And I hope people never stop watching you and listening to you, because this is important. This is important for all of us. Love you
Yes.
dearly. Thank you
Thank you
all.
so much. We
Oh,
love you
Yeah,
too.
thank you.
Oh my goodness. Just stay on a little bit so we can end the live stream. And so let's say goodbye to everybody. Goodbye. And see, where's my hand?
thank you,
Bye.
everybody, for
Thank you.
watching.
Thank you for watching. Love you guys.
In the storm, those people in the storm.